Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I am Tinesha. This is Fun and Budget, and in today's video we have another epic battle with the budgets, okay? Guys, this is a fun series where me and either Rochelle Adamson or Asia Sierra Budgets, we get together and somebody submits a budget to us where they are requesting our take on their budgets. And we come up with our own individual plans of how we would tackle their budget. Now, this is meant to be fun, this is meant to be entertaining, and it's also meant to give some insight on some different ways that we can tackle our finances, okay? So take it all with a grain of salt, but it is our greatest hope of hopes that what we're saying that you can actually use and apply to your life. Not just the battle that we're tackling, that perhaps you can pull out some of these tips and tricks and things that we're saying and actually apply them to your financial circumstances. So have an open mind and don't take any of this too serious. This is not meant to offend, but y'all know me. I am straightforward and I get to the point. I am not here to sugarcoat or to hold your hand or to baby you or anything like that. I'm a little more blunt when it comes to things like that. If you want a nice cuddly hug, then you can go over there to Rochelle Adamson because she got you. She got you. But right now, we are going to take a look at Keeping Money Jazzy with Kelly. She submitted her numbers to us, and so here is my take on what I would do if I was in her unique situation. Now, Kelly submitted her budget to us, and she says that she makes on average $2,200 a month. So that is the first number that I'm going to plug in. Now, this for her, April is going to be a 3-paycheck month for her, but I want to take a look at the $2,200 first because this is what she did give us the numbers for in her expenses. So I just want to see how her month will look typically if it was just a normal 2-paycheck month, okay? And so out of her $2,200, what we're going to do is her mortgage is actually $1,019, but she sends a little bit extra, so she does $1,030 to her mortgage, okay? I am using the Every Dollar app, and if you take a look over here in this left-hand corner, this is always going to tell us what we have left to budget. So right now we have $1,170 left to budget. And then also we see that her mortgage already, nothing else filled in, is taking up 47% of her budget, almost half. So what can we do to remedy this situation? Because this is a mortgage, it's not an apartment. She's not renting, so we can't say, Kelly girl, just move, okay? It's not that simple. And I would never say something as drastic as sell the house, because we already know that to sell a home and to move and find a new home, that comes with a lot of expenses that has to be packed in. Moving, finding professionals to actually handle the real estate needs, just all of that. It's team too much. What I'm going to say is the other thing that we can do is start looking at what can we do to bring in more income. So I would keep that at the back of my mind, the back of my thoughts, to say, what can I do to increase my income so that my mortgage, just my mortgage alone, is not eating up half of what I bring in every single month, okay? And then she has home warranty of $43. And then her internet and security system is all together, and that is going to be $142. Cell phone is $92, and I'm not sure if that's for one cell phone plan. And guys, I'm away from home right now, so if you see guests in the background or noise, it ain't my fault. It ain't my fault. Okay. Her gas and electricity comes in on average about $150. You guys know how that goes. It's give or take when it comes to our utility bills. And let's scroll down some. We have our car insurance, and Kelly pays her car in 6-month premiums. And so what she does is she puts away $100 a month so that when her bill is due at the 6-month mark, the money is there. So we're going to set aside $100 for that. And then life insurance is $30. Now let's take a look. These are the fixed expenses, guys. So let's take a look at where we are now. Already with just our fixed expenses, we spent 72% of our income. Kelly just released a video, guys. If you guys are not familiar with her, she is fairly new to YouTube. Right now, she is working on a goal of getting 100 subscribers on YouTube. So let's go over there and help her out, help her reach that goal. But if you take a look at her videos, one of her most recent videos she did was the fact that she's experiencing some financial burnout, okay? And I know a lot of us in this financial community, in this debt-free community, working to pay off of our debt, working to achieve our financial goals, we do get tired. It is tiring being disciplined all of the time. Feeling like you go to work, you bring in money, but you really can't have any fun with your money because you're being so laser focused on meeting financial goals, okay? So really in this video, I want to talk about that. I want to talk about financial burnout, why it happens, and some things that we can do to kind of prevent that. One of the things that I think we can do when it comes to financial burnout is I feel like we have to, one, live realistically within our means. Now, Kelly really does live realistically within her means, and that is going to be part 2 of why she's being financially burnt out. But when I say realistically within our means is to not get financial goals that are so tight and that are so aggressive that it makes us feel down. Whenever we look at our money, we should be able to count our victories and we should be able to celebrate our victories. Now, I reviewed a lot of Kelly's videos, and what I've noticed was last year she achieved some amazing financial victories, okay? And that right there is something to celebrate. But what I believe happened is, homegirl, you never took some time to celebrate these wins. And the other thing I'm going to say, because when we look at your income of $2,200 a month, is it's okay to slow down. It really is. It's okay to not have such big goals that to make them happen, it takes everything you got. Your financial life should never take everything that you have. It should never do that. Okay. And when I look at this 72% already gone on just the month-to-month bills, I know that we're running a tight race right here. We are running a tight race. Let's look at some more. All right, so groceries, $150. Eating out is going to be about $50 a month. Gas for the car is going to be about $60 a month. Household needs are going to be about $30 a month. And house maintenance is going to be about $20 a month. Now, I know that house maintenance is a sinking fund. So house maintenance is something that she's kind of putting away so that if something pops up that the house needs, something bigger outside of toiletries and things like that, she has some money set aside to kind of handle that. She gives herself about $40 a month for spending money. Ha ha ha. Financial burnout. See what I'm saying? All of this money that you're bringing in, and you only give yourself $40 to enjoy. And when I say enjoy can mean getting your hair done, which I don't even enjoy. But let's think about that. Getting your hair done, getting your nails done, getting grooming things. We already know that $40 a month won't even be able to necessarily handle all of that. Never mind entertainment, going out, having fun, doing something a little extra. $40 a month ain't going to do that. But check this out. Gifts. She also sets aside $40 a month in gifts. This right here tells me, Kelly, that you are someone who puts everything and everyone else before yourself. Because when you're giving gifts of $40 a month and then you only give the gift to yourself of $40 a month, that is not balance. That is not balance. In my personal belief, you should never give more than you have to give. You should never give out more than you have to pour back into yourself. I know that we all want to be givers, but I feel like that comes in time. That comes in time when you're able to say, you know what? I took care of myself. I got my things in order first. Now I freed up more money so that I'm able to be a more charitable and joyous and free giver. But it's okay if you're not quite there yet. But for now, we're going to leave that as is. You say $40 for yourself and $40 for others. And with the gifting, it also goes into more of a sinking fund, so that when things pop up like birthdays, she has some money set aside so that she can be a giver. Let's go down to these subscriptions, okay? We have $3 a month for Google storage, and then there's $2 a month for iCloud storage. Netflix is $8 a month. Nope, correction, $9 a month. And then there's Hulu for $12 a month. Kelly does not have a cable service. And so now this leaves us with $197 left to allocate. Now I'm going to ask you this. Kelly. I know that when we go back up top and we look at these fixed expenses, because I was thinking like, how can we get this lower? But honestly, I really think that you're doing a good job with these things, and I don't see a way of lowering any of these. The prices aren't bad, what you're paying. Outside of the mortgage is a big chunk. It really is. But again, we're just going to have to try to bring in some more income. With the home warranty, I want to ask you about the home warranty. What I want to ask you is, have you used it in the past? How did that look? What did you have replaced? What was the cost that came out of your pocket for replacing those things? If you can talk to us a little more about your home warranty experience. What do you get for the $43 a month? And what have you actually used in the $43 per month? How long have you been having this? Like $43 a month for how long? For 3 years, for 2 years, for 5 years? How much did that add up to? Like, let's look at those numbers. Let's dig a little deeper there. Now, if we scroll back down, we're going to talk about money goals. Now, Kelly is fairly debt-free. Woo, hoo, hoo. In 2020, she got out of her consumer debt. That is awesome. Paid off them credit cards. And this year, she has the goals of tackling her student loans. And she also has the goals of building up a stronger emergency fund. Girl, you are doing the thing. But this is what I'm going to tell you. Again, when we think about budget burnout, I'm going to say, don't bite off more than you can chew. Don't bite off more than you have to, okay? What I do know for sure is you already have over $1,000 saved up in savings. You may not call it an emergency fund. Actually, I know you don't call it an emergency fund. I know that you have a rainy day fund that you already have $1,000 saved up for. Guess what? Rainy day, I don't care. I will rename that emergency fund. Whatever you have in a rainy day fund will now be moved. What I would do, move it to your emergency. And whatever you have saved there, call it all one thing. See, this is the thing. There's a power in names. There's a certain freedom in a name. This is why I tell everybody I'm not a big fan of sinking funds and cash envelopes and all of that. Because what happens is you're diluting your power. You're diluting your power. When I tell you I have $20 in this envelope, I have $30 in that envelope, I have $12 in that envelope, it doesn't sound as powerful as just saying I have $50. I have $50. So what I also want to know from you is, with the different funds that you have saved up, between your emergency fund, your rainy day fund, and then the other sinking funds that you have, whether it be your fund for your insurance, for your auto insurance, the fund for your home maintenance, all of that stuff. I want to know, when you add all of that up, how much is it? How much? Let's celebrate that number. Let's celebrate that number instead of feeling like, man, I still didn't reach my goal. I still didn't reach my goal. I still didn't reach my goal, because I feel you have reached your goal. Okay. Now, I am a follower in so many words of Dave Ramsey's baby steps, because I see the rhyme and reason. And of course, in his rhyme and reason is you put aside $1,000 for your emergency fund, right? So with that, we already know that you have at least $1,000, and then you also have some more money on top of that. So as far as I'm concerned, your emergency fund is good for now, because baby girl, you are bringing in $2,200 a month. So for me, this is epic. This is amazing, because I know people who bring in more money than that and still don't have as much as you do. You have a home. You have no credit card or consumer debt. You are paying on your student loans, and you are making so much progress. And just watching in your last video with Budget Burnout, you don't even feel as good as you should feel with all that you have achieved and accomplished. With all that you've achieved and accomplished. So like I said, I just feel like just take your foot off the gas just a little, and it's okay. It is okay. Count out that money and celebrate that big epic money that you have. And think about this. I know a lot of people say with an emergency fund, you should never ever touch it. Okay, yeah, whatever, right? I feel like this. Yeah, you shouldn't make it a habit to go and just spend from it willy-nilly because, oh my goodness, I want a coat. Oh my goodness, I want some shoes. Oh my goodness. Yeah, no, that's not what it's for. But when it's like, I have an emergency fund, I have a savings account, and now I'm going to go pay my car insurance. Well, I've been setting aside $100 a month for this. So the money is there. Pay it from that account. It's all good. It is all good. Okay? So you say that typically you try to set a goal for your student loans of paying $226 a month. So let's put that in there. When I put in the $226, I am now over budget. I'm $29 over budget. So what I would have to do is go up in here and see where can I make some adjustments. And we already know where we can make some adjustments, because you did tell us that with food, you do between $100 and $150. So if I take out this $150, then that leaves me $121. Now, we have an every dollar budget. But for me, this budget will leave us to being burnt out, because we're going to have to do a lot of moving around throughout the month, because we all know that a month does not operate this cleanly. It doesn't operate this cleanly. Things always pop up. Things always pop up, and you're not giving yourself enough wiggle room to move with ease and grace. And you're not giving yourself any room to play. So what I would do is I would take away the gifts. And okay, let's make it $10 a month. And what's $10 a month, you ask? You say, well, you know what can I do with $10 a month? $10 a month will buy you a birthday card. Guess what? Now for birthdays and things like that, you guys get a card. I'm on a journey, and it's just not in my financial game plan right now to buy anything that's too extravagant, okay? So then that gives me $30 left in my budget, and I'm going to put that $30 in spending. So we're going to move that to $70, okay? Now, with this $70, right now, with this budget as it looks without bringing in more income, I'm going to say what we get to do with this is just kind of leave it. We can spend it as we need it or as things pop up. We're good, but we're going to try not to spend it just in case things happen throughout the month. And the way I would play this game is at the end of the month, whatever I have left in that $70, I get to splurge any way I want. That's my, girl, you made it through the month. Go and treat yourself to something. Whether it's getting your nails done, whether it's getting your hair done, whether it's just saying right now I'm going to hold it and let it build up momentum for the next month so that I can get something even bigger. If I want to go to the movies, if I just want to buy myself something, that's how I would play that game. Think of it all as a game, okay? But what we also know is this. With this, you had nothing left over to contribute more money to an emergency fund. And I'm only bringing this up because I know that you have goals for 2021. Your goals for 2021 is you want to have at least $6,000 saved up in your emergency fund. I don't think it's necessary. Not right now. $6,000 would be equivalent to a 3-month emergency fund. I don't think it's necessary because I don't feel like you should have to straddle between trying to meet two huge financial goals. And the two huge financial goals are the $6,000 in emergency fund, which you already have a good $2,000 or more in the emergency fund if we rename it. Again, rename it. What I'm saying to rename it. And then also you want to pay a good $7,000 off of your student loans, right? Question. When you came up with your goals for the year, how did you come up with those goals? Did you just pull out numbers that you thought sounded good, or did you actually take a look at what you could actually realistically pull off and make that a goal? That's my question. I'm really curious to know how you came up with the 6,000 of doing the 6,000. I understand that 6,000 equals 3 months of an emergency fund, but how did you come up with I can accomplish this in the 1 year? And how did you come up with I can accomplish paying off $7,000 of debt in 1 year? People are coming in the house. That's my aunt. That's my aunt. So that's what I want to know. That's what I want to know. Did you say, well, if I bring in extra money, then I can meet these goals? Just talk to me a little bit about that process. Because like I said, for me, I would feel no kinds of way about lowering those goals. And then if you hit them, great. But if you don't hit them, the great thing is you won't feel bad, boo. You won't feel bad. Okay, but we already talked about something earlier in this video. We talked about that this is actually a 3 paycheck month for Kelly. And her third paycheck is going to be $1,250. Woohoo! But this is an extra paycheck. So the reason why I want to do her normal paycheck first is because I didn't want to get comfortable and looking at numbers that aren't going to be there every single month. Now that we have the $1,250, most of us get at least 3 paychecks twice a year. Everything else is a 2 paycheck month, okay? But with this third paycheck, this gives us a little more wiggle room. Now, what we get to do with this third paycheck is either we get to treat ourselves to something a little better than we normally would, or we get to really make some headway and make some movement on those big financial goals that we have. And so those are the 3 things I'm going to concentrate on with Kelly right now. So what I'm going to do with this extra moolah is give her some more money for spending. We're going to add another $200. So that gives you $270 in the month of April to do something for you. To do something for you. This is going to be your chance to reset, to regroup, to take a deep breath, and to sit back and just count all of your wins. Count all of your wins, okay? Now, also with that $270, now remember, I gave you $10 for gifts. If you want to give yourself a little bit some more money with gifts, you can go ahead and do that and move that from this spending, this $270 and spending. But it's okay. It is okay to not put everybody and everything in this world ahead of you. Because at the end of the day, it is you who has to get up and have enough mental wellness, physical wellness, spiritual wellness to get up and go to work and do all that you have to do to keep this running, to keep this thing going, okay? So if you don't replenish you, who will? Okay, so then the next thing I'm going to say, we're going to go down here to these goals. I'm going to say $400 for the emergency fund, also known as the wonderful, wonderful savings account, okay? And so again, this is just going to beef it up, and this is just going to move us closer to that goal, because again, I'm not here to take away anybody's goals. So if your goal at the end of the month is $6,000, I say we can call that a wonderful stretch goal. That way, even if we don't necessarily meet it, it's okay. But if we do meet it and exceed it, awesome. So we're going to put that in there as a seed toward meeting and exceeding that wonderful goal, okay? And then the next thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to put the remaining $650 towards student loans. How do I figure out $650? I just take away that $226 and I see that I have $876. So we're going to say actually, before we say $876 to student loans, let's go ahead and move the food back up. let's go ahead and move the groceries back up to $150. And then this leaves us with $847. And so then I'm going to say, let's go ahead and do $847 for student loans. And just like a lot of people, Kelly's student loans are in forbearance right now. So the way I would play this is this order that I have it in, right? I would go ahead and spend my personal money, that $270. That's yours, right? And then what I would do is at the end of the month is when I would go ahead and put that stamp of approval on the $400 to emergency fund and that stamp of approval to that full $847 to student loans. And I say I would do that last because my strategy would be that if I have anything that pops up through the month, any emergencies, anything that kind of, might have went a little over than I anticipated, it will come from this. And in that way, you don't have to get too stressed out and you don't have to take away from yourself. You don't have to take away from treating yourself, right? Because, girl, one day these bills and these goals, they will be met. And I know they will be met because I've looked at your past videos, and one thing is for sure, I see that you are determined and that you stay true to your word. And that, my friend, is what is burning you out. But yeah, and we all should stay true to our word. But what I'm saying is that you have so much room to just take away some of the pressure that you put on yourself, because you are doing a beautiful job and you have already accomplished so much on your financial journey. And I am so, so proud of you. And thank you so much for entrusting your budgets to us. And for those of you who are watching, I want you to go ahead and go hop over and take a look at Rochelle Adamson and see what she decided to do with this budget. And then go and check out Kelly at Keeping Money Jazzy and see what she ultimately chose to do. And see if she went ahead and chose to use my budget plan, or if she went ahead to use Rochelle's budget plan, or if she said to heck with all of their budget plans. I know what I'm gonna do, and I'm not giving myself nothing extra to spend, and I'm gonna pay off all my bills. And in a year or 2 or 3, they will all be gone. And then I really can get jazzy with my money. Until the next video, y'all. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not a member of the Fun and Budget family. And if you would like to have your budget considered for Battle of the Budgets, shoot me or Rochelle Adamson an email, a message, IG something, I don't know, DM, I think that's what it's called, an IG DM, and we will be certain to get back to you. Until the next video, y'all, I'm Tinesha Davis, and this is Battle of the Budgets. Peace.